Welcome to another week of Thursday Night Trash Ball. This week, we've got an actual team in the Green Bay Packers taking on a decrepit, injury-riddled team in the San Francisco 49ers. So, what do you think is going to happen when these two teams meet? Obviously, one team's going to get blown out. And that's just what happened once again. Seriously, Thursday Night Football just continues to be trash, and it's getting tiring to watch these games. We already knew what was going to happen from the first drive of the game. Started the game, Aaron Rodgers gets the ball, and he takes his team down the field with ease, hitting his man Aaron Jones, running the football, and to end the drive off, he hits his main target in Davante Adams for a touchdown. Davante Adams in this game would go on to just carve up this injury-riddled Niners secondary. This man had 173 receiving yards. He didn't even have to try. He was torching this defense. And Aaron Rodgers, he had a fun time going up against this Niners defense. I mean, this wasn't even a competition. Over 300 passing yards for Aaron Rodgers and 4 touchdowns. The man was out by the fourth quarter. It was like no need for him to be there. When the score went up to 31-3, the game was officially over. The Packers dominated with no issues, and the Niners just had to sit there and take this whooping because that's all they could do. Gotta like what you saw from Green Bay. Defensively, there was nothing they really needed to do besides do their job. I mean, Nick Mullins isn't anyone special. So, defense, they did their job for the most part until garbage time when all of a sudden the Niners just started scoring touchdowns. But we already knew the game was over. Once it got to 31-3, the game was over. It didn't matter if the Packers were giving up yards and points in garbage time. We all knew the Niners were not going to come back. I'm sorry. It wasn't going to happen. We already knew this game was over the minute it went 31-3. So Packers defense, they gave up 2 touchdowns in garbage time, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit back and be like, oh, they gave up 2 touchdowns. We should be worried. Defense did your job for much of this game. They just gave up 2 touchdowns in garbage time, so good for them. Offensively, we already know what they did. They torched their secondary. Aaron Rodgers was out here looking smooth. Man, this guy was throwing the football well. And again, this is Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. When he has the opportunity and he has the time and his weapons are catching the ball, Aaron Rodgers is the best thrower in the game. I know we got guys like Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes, but nobody throws a football better than Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't mean he's the greatest quarterback, but he's the best thrower of the football in the game. No question. And he showed it again today. This 4-touchdown performance probably puts him back in the MVP race because, he was kind of drifting off a little last couple weeks, even though he wasn't playing bad. But, that loss to Tampa Bay really hurt his MVP chances. But he's back in the race again. So you got him in the race. You got Russell Wilson who's in first place. You get a little bit of talk for Kyle Murray. And, of course, Patrick Mahomes is right back in the middle of it as expected. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, welcome back to the club. We'll see if you can get this MVP, but I don't see anybody taking it from Russell Wilson. Other than that, you got to be happy with what you saw from the Packers. Really didn't do much other than that. They just dominated for the most part, so we expected this from the Packers. Moving on to the San Francisco 49ers. So, to start things off, Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty much out for, 6 weeks with the high ankle sprain injury. Doesn't matter because when he was playing like trash, and at some point, they just put him on the bench, which is to be expected. Honestly, you're hearing a lot of talk about Jimmy Garoppolo possibly being done in San Francisco, which would be quite the surprise because this is the guy that helped you get to a Super Bowl just last season. And now we're hearing talks about him being traded or him being done in San Francisco. Man, a lot can change in a year. Then again, technically, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't really help them get to the Super Bowl. I mean, in the divisional round against the Vikings, it was the run game and the defense. And in the NFC Championship game against the Packers, it was definitely the run game and the defense. But, I mean, he still contributed. He did something. Not enough, but he did something. Of course, it led up to what happened in the Super Bowl where they needed Jimmy Garoppolo to be Jimmy Garoppolo, and he did not do what they needed him to do. And because he didn't do what they needed him to do, which is make the play when it's there, and he didn't make it. So because he didn't make it, people are already questioning whether he should be here. And so far this season, when he has been playing, he has not been playing well. The play was there for him. Emmanuel Sanders got open in that secondary. He just couldn't hit him for the touchdown. And now here we are sitting this season. He hasn't been playing well, and now he's injured. But honestly, this season, for the most part, looks like a wash for the Niners. They have way too many injuries, which seems to be a trend. Every time a Super Bowl losing team happens, the following season, they just break down. Either injuries or just poor play or something. I don't know why this is the case, but it's happening here with the San Francisco 49ers, and they're just going to have to deal with it. So, with Nick Mullins on the offense, what happened? Absolutely nothing. He did nothing. He threw a pick. Team looked like trash. Couldn't move the ball for much of the game. Only time they were finally able to move the ball was in garbage time. And he threw a touchdown during garbage time. So good for Nick Mullins. Guy's not the dude. He's not good. He's not. He's not even average. He's not solid. He's doing what he can out there with these guys, but no. Honestly makes you wonder, how did he beat the Giants? Like, how did the Giants get blown out by this Niners team? This Niners team is filled up to the brink with injuries, yet they destroyed the Giants. And that's the same Giants team we would see nearly tie the game against the Bucs. I mean, I swear, matchups really matter in this. In the NFL, matchups matter so much. You never know what's going to happen. But yeah, Nick Mullins was trash. That's it. Nick Mullins was trash, and there was nothing else to say about the Niners offense. Defensively, I don't know what was going on with them, but they just kept giving up big plays. They gave up a 52-yard touchdown to Valdez-Scantling, and other than that, they just kept giving up big plays over and over and over again to Devontae Adams. They just could not guard that man today, and he just wrecked them throughout the entire game. There was nothing you got from the defense. They could not make a stop. There were times they got to Aaron Rodgers, but by then the ball's already out of his hand, and it's either going to Adams or it's down the field for a touchdown. So, Niners defense, which is also injury-riddled, didn't do their job. There's nothing the Niners can do. They're just stuck in limbo. They're not completely garbage, but you know they're not good enough to compete, especially in the NFC West. With all these injuries on the team, what can you expect the Niners to legitimately do? They don't have anyone there to help them at this point. This is what the team is. They're just going to have to sit back and deal with it. There's nothing else they can do, man. This is what the team is right now. This is what they got to deal with. So, that's just what happened in this game. It was an embarrassment for much of the game. And we knew how this game was going to turn out from the first drive of the game. When Aaron Rodgers marched down the field, first drive of the game with ease, we all looked at this game and said, it's about to be another blowout, isn't it? Man, I just honestly wish they could just get a good matchup on Thursday Night Football. I'm so tired of tuning into Thursday Night Football and either having two irrelevant teams play there, or you have one good team and one irrelevant team, and the good team just blows out the irrelevant team. I mean, can we get something good here on Thursday Night Football? Please give us something good. Because this is getting to be an issue, man. I'm tired of watching these Thursday Night Football games, and they turn into trash. Of course, I'm going to continue to watch it because hopefully you can get those rare occasions where you get a good Thursday Night Football game. But it just doesn't seem to happen. The only time you get good Thursday Night Football games is Thanksgiving, so we'll just have to wait until Thanksgiving because the Ravens and Steelers play on Thanksgiving. We'll just have to wait until then. But for now, next couple of weeks, I believe Thursday Night Football is not going to be great. I have to check the schedule. I don't know who's playing next Thursday, but I just want a good Thursday Night Football game. This one was terrible, but it helped Aaron Rodgers because he was able to shine. The Packers were able to shine, and it boosted Aaron Rodgers right back into the MVP discussion. And now the Packers are sitting at 6-2. And they're looking good, and they're looking to control the AFC North moving forward. Hopefully they can win the division. They're looking nice, but the Bears are right behind them, and the Vikings are trying to make a comeback. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, the Lions are in the mix, but I don't know what they can do at this point. We'll see what happens with them. As for the Niners, I don't know what you're going to do. The NFC West is very competitive. You're not outbeating Seattle for a record. You're not going to beat Seattle. You're not going to beat Arizona. And you're not going to beat the Rams. So I don't know what y'all going to do. It's a season filled with injuries, so this may not be your year to make the playoffs. You'll probably just have to sit back and just deal with the situation. It is what it is. It's expected to happen when you deal with all these injuries to your main guys. So you just have to sit back and deal with it. Anyway, that's all I got for this game. It was a complete mess, a blowout, and embarrassment. But good for Aaron Rodgers to go out there and get some exercise and torch the Niners' injury-riddled defense. That's all I got, man, and I'm out of here. Peace.